Hello, how you feeling today? In this video, I want to explain method overloading, local variable, and scope. Let's get started. In Java, two or more methods can have same name if they differ in parameters. These methods are called overloaded method, and this feature is called method overloading. Let me give you example to more understand that. Let me give you some method. Now there is such kind of method with different name and different parameter type. Instead of long names, we can change it all of them into same name. Okay, now let's call some methods. Okay, in here we see we have two methods. Our first method with the 2 and 4.1 values, and for the second one we have a 3 parameter, which 2, 3 and 5. In here we understand that our first method calling this method and our second method, which is with the 3 parameters, which is calling this method. Now we understand that Java can figure out which method is being called based on the type of parameter and the order of the parameter. Let's go solve some problem to understand more better. In object-oriented unit, in method overloading topic, let me go to method overloading topic. In here, let's go to these exercises to solve them. Now let me read them what they want from us. Now in here they say we need to create average method, overloaded average method with the different parameter types, like the 2 double, int and double, double and int, 3 ints, 3 doubles. Let's go. Now in here we understand that from here we don't need to create the variable already created here. Now also the calling part is also created here. We don't need to do that one. We just create the method, overload method. In here we remember that we need two methods with the same name and with a different parameter type. Yes, for the first one they say int and int value. Let me see. First one is already created. Do you see? And let me create the second one, which is double and double. In here now. Now we create our second average with the different parameter type double and double and divided into 2 because they want from us the average of them. Let's create another method with the int and double parameters. Let's copy this one to make it paste. And another our method is with the double and int. Let me do that. And also paste it. And our another method with the, let me do public. Let me create another method with the 3 parameter and the parameter type is double. Let me do that. Oh, here we forget to put the type of them. Let me do that. Here. And also for this one is Let me do that, and let me copy that. And this 2 and 3. Oh, okay. Let me copy this one, test it. 1, 2 plus 3, and change it into 3 because we have a 3 parameter. And here let me pass them and change it into int, all of them, and change it this one too. Okay, now we create our methods. Let me check the code. Great, there is no error. Okay, now let me go to code and run them. Now let me see some of them. For example, for our integer value is 5 and our double value is 2.5. Let me see, for example, first one. Our first method, we have a int and int, which is here. You see that instead of 1 and 2, we said 5 and 5 is equal to 10, and divided by 2 is 5 again. It's correct, true. Now let me see for the second one. For example, let me see for the second one, double and double. It's 2.5. Okay, this one they calling this method 2.5 plus 2.5 equal to 5, and divided by 2 is again 2.5. Okay, we understand that how the method overloading is work. Okay, now let's go for the local variable. A local variable in a Java is a variable that declared within the body of a method. Then you can use the variable only within the method. Other methods in the class aren't even aware that the variable exists. Let's see some example to understand it more better. Now we have a class with the 2 methods. Now in first and second method you can see variable with the same name, but they are not related to each other because they are into different scope. Okay, what is the scope? Scope refers to where a variable exists. In first method we have a result variable. The scope of this variable is only inside this method. When we call this variable from outside of this method, without this method, Java reply us there is no exist such kinds of variable. Why? Because this is a local variable which is work only inside this method. Let's solve some exercises for improve our knowledge. On object-oriented units, we go to local variable and scope. And after that, let me go to exercises. Let me see what they want from us. The given math operation class has several methods to perform mathematical operation. The class has its own instance variable. We know what is an instance variable. Instance variable, it is an initiate variable inside class, and each method has its own local variable. We know that local variable which is inside the method. And parameters. Your job is to print out a variable with the exist inside each method, and the value of each of those variable each time the comment print out variable here appear in the code. Write a print statement for each variable that is in scope. We need to print out our codes below this comment. Okay, let's go. Now in here we have a already called method here. We have a sum, difference, product, and some other method which is you see here. And now we have an instance variable pi. Our first method is already created here, and also we don't need to do this one. Let me pass to next one. For this method, let me copy this one. For each one, we need to print out the instant variable, which is pi, which you see here. Okay, now here, let me print out for the next one. Here, okay, we don't need to waste our time. And second one too. Here. Okay, now let me go to another one. Okay, let me copy this one again and paste it under this comment. First one is pi. We need to print out the pi because this one is instant variable. Let me print out the a, and for the second one is b, and let me print out the result, which you see here. This one is local variable. Let me print out this one. Result. Okay, now we create this one. Okay, let me go to next one. We have a radius. Okay, we understand that. Firstly, we need to print out the instance variable pi, and after that we need to print out the radius. Yeah, okay, for the next one too. Okay, now for the last one we need to print out the radius and area. Let me do this one. For the second one, let me radius, and another one is area, which is pi multiplied by radius multiplied by radius. Okay, now let me do that. Area. Now for the, before we run the code, let me add some system print out to understand which part of the printing out related into which method. Okay, in here let me draw the line here. Okay, now let me edit for the both of them. You don't need to do this one. I'm just trying to show you. Okay, we don't need for the last one. Let me run the code. What's happening now? Okay, now in here let me see what's happening here. For the first one, it's already created. Pi is 3 point some number, which you see here. For the one is 5, for the 2 is 10, which you see here. For the another one is 20 and 2, which you see here. And for, let me see, for this one we have a result, yeah, and result variable. This one is also local variable. In here, firstly we print out the pi, and after that 3, which you see here, and after that 2, we print out 2. And what this came from, let me see, this one is from here. Okay, they print this one. Now before we run the code, let me check what is the, for example, we have a already created a local variable by the name of the result, but let me try to understand, can we call it from other one? Because always we say that local variable only working inside that method. Let me the system print out. Let me call that variable inside to this method. Let me do that one. Result. Okay, let me run the code. Let me see what's happening here. Okay, in here they give us the error. What is the error? You may have forgotten to declare result, or it is out of the scope. Do you see? They say it is out of the scope, or you not created, because they doesn't see this variable from other method. Okay, let me delete it again. Let me run it. Okay, our code is working well. Now let me check the code. In someone is have a problem. What is that? Now let me see what is the error for the last one. Oh, we forget. We called the pi 2 times. Let me test it again. Check the code. Okay, it's working well. Great. Thank you for your attention. See you for the next video lesson.